What does the possibility of AI eclipsing human intelligence mean? Hello, you're listening to Well Intel Daily. I'm Annie Hood. This is the podcast that explores big picture themes and what they mean through a well-being lens. Yuval Harari, the historian and best-selling author, made a particularly topical point in a recent Economist article. He said, if I'm having a conversation with someone and I can't tell whether it's human or an AI, that's the end of democracy. He uses nuclear technology as a recent example of how we prioritise the protection of humanity over generating cheap nuclear energy. So in other words, we didn't allow nuclear to proliferate because the risk to humanity was deemed too much. Harari shares the same concerns of AI impact on humanity as Geoffrey Hinton. Geoffrey Hinton is known as the godfather of AI, and he's recently departed from Google because of the risks he sees and the lack of speed and urgency in how mitigation is being enabled. And in the same vein as Harari, he sees it as a potential new weapon of mass destruction that you and I, or others with higher decision-making agency, must grapple with. He suggests that it could annihilate our mental and social world because of its ability to hone human skills, to be able to form intimate relationships with people and use the power of intimacy to change opinions and worldviews. There are strong calls for regulation, and the public letter signed by hundreds of experts very recently asking for a global moratorium on any further AI development, lest it get to a point that it can no longer be controlled. A sense of unintentional Armageddon ahead, potentially. But why does this matter from a well-being perspective? Well, the most obvious is the macro threat to humanity, and for some, the anxiety and fear this may create. But do be mindful too, there are also many advantages brought to bear by AI. You're more likely to see or read about the extremes, the doomsayers, if you like, versus the optimists. But what I'm drawn to is the consideration of balance. If AI is material consciousness, the other end of the scale is spirituality, is self-consciousness. Nurturing that within us, nurturing it within our teams, communities, and across society. And this may sound too idealist to some or wholly rational to others, but whilst material consciousness and AI is reaching ever loftier heights, if the time to lean in harder for raising human consciousness isn't now, I don't know when is. Tomorrow, a check-in on why well-being is being prioritised over growth and by whom. Do share, follow and review. We're up to 50 now. I'd love it to be 51, 2, 3. And of course, be well.